Welcome to the channel. My name is Linda. If this is your first time here, I'm so glad you found the channel, and if you're back to watch more Lucifer with me, welcome back. So we are here today to watch Season 1, Episode 8, which is called A2 Doctor, which makes me think that maybe Lucifer is going to feel betrayed by Dr. Martin. Maybe. I know that she's obviously talking with Amenadiel. She doesn't realize she's talking with Amenadiel. I think she's talking with another psychiatrist. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out and what exactly A2 Doctor means. But yeah, so the last episode was great. There was a lot that happened with everything to do with Palmetto and with the officer Malcolm, I can't remember his last name. His name's Malcolm. And the fact that he died and then Amenadiel brought him back. I had said in the reaction that he saved him, but it was pointed out to me that he died. The guy, the detective, the cop, he flatlined. So he did actually die. So he didn't actually save him. He essentially resurrected him, brought him back, which is interesting. And I still have no real idea why he did that, but I'm looking forward to hopefully finding out. Maybe not in this episode, that's fine. But yeah, and so all of that, and then of course Lucifer's wings, and the fact that he was sort of desperate to get them back, and then in the end torched them and burned them up, except for one feather, which Maze seems to be holding on to for some reason, which I'm also anxious to find out. So let's see if any of those questions are answered today in this episode, Season 1, Episode 8. Okay, let's go.
You haven't wished me happy birthday.
The devil doesn't have a birthday.
Well, I do now. Burn my wings. I feel reborn. It's my rebirthday party.
Here's to another trip around the sun.
Cheers. Let's find May. She needs to try this bizarre concoction. She loves a salty aftertaste.
No, we're just stopping by. We have a department thing to go to.
Some of us work for a living.
Well, that's your bad luck, isn't it? Come on, the party's barely started.
Oh. Happy birthday, Lucy.
Oh, good. Is she back at the bar where people are
sure you want to be
mean
here?
to her?
We can't be the only ones missing Malcolm's welcome back party. We want to find a dirty cop. We gotta look like Team Claire's.
You and I need to talk.
Sure, Malcolm.
You back with this guy? Huh? How long was I out? Get the sense knocked out of you, Decker?
You know, we have...
just relax, guys. I'm just giving you a hard time. Look at that, huh? The partner who will not die.
Why did you think I'd be mad?
I found women generally don't like a man punching holes in things, yes.
In touch with your emotions. Letting your barriers down.
You see, that's part of the problem. I'd like them back up, thank you.
Why?
Well, because these emotions are bloody inconvenient, that's why. Hold on, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's her. You could fix the detective.
How would I do that?
Well, heal her douche fixation, obviously. Then she stays away from me. Your husband was the cheater therapist.
Hey, I'm not sure who you are, but this is not the time for judgment.
Well, no judgment here, tissue lad. I think her husband's work was bang on.
I'm detective.
Oh, does that mean we get to dive into patient files, read the deepest, darkest secrets of LA's most unfaithful?
No, we can't look at them without a psychologist to protect patient confidentiality.
Perfect. I have just a psychologist. Won't.
I swore an oath to a judge.
Oh, did you now?
You only get to read the files I deem necessary for investigation.
Remember our deal? You have to fix the detective's broken douche meter whilst we investigate this crime.
I never agreed to that.
Oh, come now. Don't you want to help me?
I told you I didn't want to go with Dr. Martin. We need someone impartial, which means not trying to get in your pants. But are you even listening to me?
Not really. Look. A new doctor's moved in. Dr. Kanan. How biblical. Oh.
Do you still think you're the devil?
I am the devil.
Then excuse me if I doubt her skills.
Look, she's helped me.
The job was more important to him than me and Trixie. But lately, something's changed. He makes time for me. He makes time for us.
You must be Maze. You're just as Lucifer described.
So you're the doctor.
Oh, call me Linda. Pleasure to meet you.
I've seen that look in women before. Won't end well.
What won't?
Sleeping with my boss. You'll end up like all the others. Trash left by the side of the road.
Well, I find people who are rude usually feel powerless in their own lives. Terrified of not being in control. But that's not you, I'm sure.
I like you.
So, dear sweet Sandy was here just in time for the murder.
Wait, Alexandra Shaw goes by Sandy? The doctor had a female patient who was stalked by someone with the initials SS.
He used initials less. SS stands for Sandy Shaw. If she was stalking one of her husband's female patients,
Then maybe Dr. Shaw was engaged in his own open relationship therapy.
Dan's phone died and he wants me to meet him at my place. Apparently it's urgent.
Oh, how convenient. What next? He spills something on his shirt and he has to take it off. Oh, no, the trousers too.
Hey, Dan. Did you find out?
Nope, not Dan. Not
Surprise.
Fuck.
Had to meet you when no one else could hear.
Hear what? My screams?
Decker, we're on the same side. Go ahead. Say it. I look dirty.
I saw you meet with Nicholas Audi. You were laughing. I saw you hand him cash.
I've used him as a CI before. I was buying information. Then we both got shot. You know what? Screw this. I only called you to try and help.
Really?
Yeah, really. Listen, Decker, they pulled the plug on me.
No.
I was dead.
I know.
It made me appreciate the time I've got here. Personally, I don't think I'm gonna dig any deeper on this one. And I wouldn't if I were you either.
Not sure if that's a warning or a threat. So you lied to us. You were in town the day your husband died.
Yes, but it's not what you think. It's disgusting.
Oh, you naughty girl. Come on, now you have to tell me.
It's in my car.
What is, Sandy?
Poop.
Oh.
Bags and bags of it.
Oh, why?
What were you gonna do with it?
I was going to throw it at Tiffany. That's the patient you were accused of stalking. She's in a group therapy session right now for my husband's client.
Group cheater therapy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Medina. Thank
Excuse
you for
me.
coming. All right. Looks like we have
I don't trust
everything,
this guy.
so let's start.
Yes, that's
Who's
a great
really weird with
idea.
his
There's
wife.
so very much.
I underestimated you before. I'm sorry.
Not needed, but thank you.
And I thought you were sleeping with him.
Oh, I am.
Oh.
The cheater therapist turned out to be terrible at cheating. Why didn't he tell Dr. Medina he was using him as a cover story?
Maybe he did. Maybe he confided in Dr. Medina.
But Mrs. Shaw said that Dr. Medina had no idea about the affair.
Yeah, so he conveniently told her everything she needed to know to figure it out.
So what makes you jealous? Hmm? What do you desire that you can't have? Come on.
I want Sandy.
I thought so.
What? Not the woman that you loved was with someone else, someone you thought wasn't worthy of her. But no matter what you did, she never saw you the way you wanted her to. That my situation and yours are absolutely nothing alike. I was right, not jealous.
Did you seriously just bite me?
He's the killer.
Yeah, you think? You didn't see any similarity between yourself and Jonathan?
You heard some of that, did you?
Tail end.
I don't know. Did you?
No. Completely different. Palucci, you in here?
Oh! Well, I didn't see that coming. It's obviously meant to look like he killed himself, but I find that hard to believe.
found a suicide note.
In his handwriting?
Sure looks like it. Apparently he was on the take. Malcolm was onto him, so Paolucci shot him. When Malcolm woke up, Paolucci couldn't take the guilt anymore.
That doesn't really make any sense. He couldn't take the guilt when he was... He could take the guilt when he was dying, but not after he lived. How's that not jealousy working out?
I know we're not due for session for a few days.
No, my bad. I realise I'm not up to date on my payments, so...
Don't.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I realized a few things. We should keep our relationship professional from now.
Oh. Are you sure?
Very much so.
Very well. If you think it's best.
I do.
One last thing before I go.
Yes.
Dr. Kanan down the hall, what's he like?
Thoughtful. Spiritual.
6'2", black, voice like an angel.
Oh, you know him.
All too well.
What was that?
I got your text. What do you want?
Just wanted to congratulate you on closing Palmetto.
That's what the confession said, right? How long did it take you to write it?
Forever. I mean, I'm so not a word guy. You know? You should be thanking me.
Why is that?
Well, I could have told everyone the truth. You shot me.
Why didn't you?
Because I like you. And I can't imagine what had happened to your life if people found out the truth. Your colleagues, your ads. I swear, what, shoot me? I've been there, done that. Big fail. You wouldn't want anything to mess with your pretty little family now that you're working to fix things, right?
Whatever you want to do to me, you keep them out of it.
Man. Come on. I gotta hurt anyone. Oh. No. You and I, we're gonna be best friends. Because I got big plans for you.
Spoiler alert, Amenadiel found Dr. Linda. I wonder how my dear angelic brother got such a wickedly clever idea.
I did it to protect you. I told you whatever the danger, I'll be there to stop it. Not...
You betrayed me, Mace. And not for my own good. You did it for yourself.
Lucifer,
I don't want to hear it. It was you and me. We're done.
Oh boy. Okay, so that was a really interesting episode. There was a lot happening, you know, a lot of crossover with the case and what was happening with Lucifer, you know, the whole jealousy thing, which I know he obviously doesn't believe that it's jealousy he's feeling, but I feel strongly like it is. I know, again, that obviously he is Lucifer, he's not human, he's not really supposed to feel emotions in the same way as humans, but I mean, he also is not supposed to be able to bleed and die and get hurt, and that's changing, so then I feel like the emotional things might be changing as well. I think he is jealous of Dan. I don't know that it's like I think maybe he's just jealous of their closeness, and because he wants, I think he has enjoyed that like partnership and closeness with Chloe, and so then when he sees her you know, having a similar closeness, or you know, a kind of partnership with Dan, I think that's what makes him jealous. I don't think it's necessarily like a sort of, you know, like boyfriend, girlfriend. He's in love with her, so he's jealous. I don't think it's at that point. Now, as I've said before, I ship them like crazy, and so I'm hoping that at some point their relationship will become more like that. But I think at this point, it's not necessarily that like he's in love with her in that same way. I think he definitely feels a very strong connection with her. That's clear. And like I said, I think he wants that partnership, and I think he feels like Dan's kind of usurping that. I also think it was interesting that we saw Dr. Martin, decide that she was going to stop sleeping with Lucifer, which I think is probably a good decision on lots of levels. But it was interesting because you could see that it was really hard for her, right? It was really difficult for her to say, like, let's keep this professional, because I think Maze was right too when she was talking to her. You know, I don't think Lucifer would leave her like trash, but I think she was in the end, no matter what, I'm sure she would have been more invested in what was going on between them than he would have been. So I think for her own good, it was smart to end the relationship. But then also, you know, on an ethical level, obviously, if she is supposed to be treating him, she shouldn't be sleeping with him. But yeah, so I think there's lots of reasons that keeping the relationship professional, or at least ending that physical part of the relationship, is probably a good idea. I mean, at this point, you all know how I feel about Dan. It's interesting though. I am not happy with him. I think I might be more annoyed by it than Lucifer is. I don't like him and Chloe getting back together at all. I don't like him, really. And I like her a lot. So I'm hoping that that's not something that really comes about. Having said that, I feel like I'm actually a little more sympathetic to his character after that end scene with Malcolm. I can't think of the guy's name. After that end scene with Malcolm, because I feel like I don't know, obviously it doesn't look good for Dan. It looks like he's, like Malcolm was saying something about, you know, that now he's trying to turn things around or something like that, meaning, which implies that Dan was doing something wrong, but he might also just mean, you know, trying to get back together with Chloe, like trying to turn that part of his life around, and maybe if she finds out, you know, the truth, that I don't know why he was the one who shot Malcolm, but it's strange because as much as I don't like his character, I also feel like, I'm not entirely sure why, and I could be very wrong, but I feel like he shot, like, clearly Malcolm is not a good guy. So I'd also like to take back half of what I said in the last episode talking about, you know, Chloe found out that he was, you know, because she kept looking, she found out he was innocent, and wouldn't that have been terrible? He clearly is not innocent. I mean, I'm still glad she kept looking and kept searching and didn't let Dan deter her from that. I'm still glad, because obviously, again, it's important that the truth comes out. But it does also raise questions about why Dan really wanted her to drop the case, right? If he is part of it, in whatever way he's part of it, that would make a lot more sense of why he was so determined that she stopped looking into it. I feel like Dan's part in everything that happened with Palmetto, I feel like there's an explanation behind it where, like, we're going to hear an explanation behind it that explains that, like, I don't think he's in the wrong completely. I think he did whatever he did. I think he shot Malcolm. I think there was a good reason behind it. I don't know what a good reason to shoot somebody would be, except if maybe he was threatening Chloe somehow, or I don't know. I mean, or it is possible that Dan was involved some other way as well. Maybe he is very guilty. Maybe he was part of the sort of dirty cop team there. I don't know, but I just feel like I feel like there are definitely, I mean, obviously there are lots of things that we don't know about what happened there, but I feel like at the end of the day, Dan is not going to be like a bad guy, which is weird for me to say because I don't like him. I think he drives me crazy and I find him kind of annoying, but I don't think he's like a bad guy. I don't think he was like, maybe he was on the take, or maybe like it's possible, but I feel like maybe his conscience got the better of him. I don't know, but I feel like at the end we're gonna determine that Dan did maybe the wrong things for the right reason. Like that's kind of what I feel like it's gonna go. And again, like I said, I could be very wrong. Maybe he's completely innocent and did only good things, and maybe he's not innocent at all. And clearly, I'm not good at judging innocence of police officers in the show because I was all like, yeah, good Malcolm, poor Malcolm. Like, look, he's innocent, and he's not innocent. The actor did a great job, though. The guy who plays Malcolm, he's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating isn't quite the right word. He's like menacing and just kind of, he makes you feel uneasy, which is good because he wasn't necessarily that way in the bar when he was talking, when they first come in and he's like joking around like, oh, you're back with this guy, like, haha. He didn't really feel that way. And then even when he was talking to Chloe alone, it started off, it felt like, why is he here? And it felt a little menacing and worrisome. But then as he was talking, I was like, oh, okay, no, like he, you know, like he said to her, like, you know, I died and I came back, and like he was very sincere sounding. But then when he was talking to Dan, he was all menacing, like, and all, you know, threatening Chloe and Trixie, like. So yeah, the actor's really good in the role, and I don't really know what to make of his character. And then Maze at the end there with Lucifer, you know, Lucifer finding out that she told Amenadiel about Dr. Linda, and I think understandably so, feeling kind of betrayed by that. You know, he said to her that he doesn't believe she did it for his own good. He believes that she did it for herself. And I understand why he would feel like that. And I don't think he's completely wrong. I mean, I think that part of it, at least, was because she does also want to go home. But I do think that I think she obviously cares about Lucifer a lot. Or, again, I know, like, he's mentioned in the past too, like, you know, you're made to take care of me. Like, you were created to be, like, basically his bodyguard and to keep him safe, and, you know. So I don't know, it's hard to say, like, if he's saying, like, oh, she's made to do that, like she was created for that, then it becomes very, like, questionable how much is her own sense of loyalty and how much is she, like, destined to do this? Like, is that just what she is actually created for and she doesn't have a whole lot of say in the matter? Or does she actually feel a lot of loyalty to him and want to keep him safe? I would lean towards the latter. I would say that it seems like, anyway, at this point, it seems like she does want to take care of him and help him and keep him safe out of a sense of true loyalty, and I think it comes from a place of real care. Now again, she's a demon, so those emotional things are obviously a little kind of up in the air and different, obviously, than humans. But I do think that she feels, she cares for Lucifer. And so while she may have been working with Amenadiel to further her own agenda of getting back to hell, I do think she was doing it as well, because she's worried about Lucifer. That's my take on it anyway. And I felt really bad for her when he said, like, we're done, and walked away from her. It seemed to really bother her. It seemed like it hurt her. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be a permanent thing, and that at some point he will forgive her, and you know, maybe come to see that at least part of her was doing it for him, you know, because she was doing what she thought was best for him. Although, again, obviously, you don't get to decide what's best for someone. But I'm hoping that he'll be able to see that it wasn't all selfish motivations, that she did want to help him as well. So, but we'll see how that thing turns out with how things turn out for them. I like Maze, so I'm hoping that she, you know, things can be fixed. But yeah, so this was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. It's really interesting. I really like seeing Lucifer tackling and trying to understand those newfound emotions that I think are starting to bubble up inside of him. He's gonna struggle there, I'm sure. So watching him sort of learn how to handle those things, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, anyway, I really enjoyed that episode. I'm looking forward to the next one. And if you want to see full-length early reactions, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below. And feel free to just come on over and share in the fun over there. And I look forward to seeing you. All right, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.